about a year ago, I put out this video.
When I look at your company and I don't see a single person that looks like me in upper level management, I'm seeing all of the ideas that are going to be missed, passed over, or completely screwed up because of a lack of diversity at the table.
And then a couple of months ago, I put out a bunch of these ones. And yet somehow I did not manage to end racism in the workplace. So let's try something else. Since you clearly have a couple of minutes, let's talk about the incident that inspired the Black at Work project, and also my takeaway from reading about what other Black people have gone through. Sounds a little heavy, right? Well, it is, but I personally could use a break from recent events. What do I say? So I'll try to keep this short. Let's start with the why. Short answer, Amy and Christian Cooper. Long answer, a coworker used their privilege to intimidate me and put my job in jeopardy. See, myself and a small team of coworkers had to cover for the mistakes of a superior. Think How to Get Away with Murder, except Annalise really did kill everyone. Afterwards, I asked the superior to communicate with us better on the next assignment so that we could prevent those mistakes from happening again. They accused me of trying to embarrass them because this happened on an email thread where other members of the team had been asking the superior for help. That superior reported me to our department head, who had the nerve to call and yell at me like I was their 15-year-old stumbling into the house drunk at 4 a.m. I was physically shaking with anger and fear by the end of that call and crying by the end of the night. Someone who had been teasing a promotion just a month before was now calling me disloyal and saying that my behavior put me on thin ice. So basically, the superior told an authority figure that I was mean to them, and about 2 or 3 weeks later, I became just another COVID layoff. As far as I know, the concerns I had about my superior's performance were never addressed, but they still have a job and I don't. So while it may seem absolutely wild to compare myself to an innocent Black man being threatened with police brutality, that's kind of how I felt. That superior's mistakes were critical. I thought about going to our department head, but I wanted to give that superior an opportunity to do better by themselves. Meanwhile, they didn't even think twice about reporting me, even though that meant exposing the fact that they did a terrible job on our previous assignment. I'll never know if race was actually a factor, but I'm pretty sure I was the only Black woman in my department, and I felt that every single day when I walked around the building. Working remotely had just started to give me a little bit of relief from that, and then this happened. This brought racism from the office right into my living room, and that wasn't okay. So both the why and the takeaway is that being a Black professional in America involves a persistent level of paranoia that's really hard to explain to non-Black friends and coworkers. My name, my culture, my hair, all of it has been weaponized against me at work. Things just sort of happen, and you get this sense that racial bias played a part, but you can never really prove it. I'm probably always going to be a minority at work, because my industry is overwhelmingly composed of straight white men. That's changing a little bit, but I still have to fight for a seat at the table with every job application and YouTube video that I put out there. If nothing else, I hope that non-Black people watching this video or seeing the entire Black at Work series will learn something about the ways in which white privilege can make work environments really hostile for Black employees. I don't have a solution for that. And honestly, I don't think that it's up to people who look like me to come up with one. But if I can't solve racism in every office across the US, then I'm at least going to make it my personal mission to call out discrimination whenever I see it, and you should too. KUTEKHA Media is going to explore the topic of Black professionals more at a future date, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a wrap on the Black at Work project. I wanna say thank you again to everybody who submitted a story, even the ones that I never got a chance to post. But most importantly, thank you to my Amy Cooper. That incident, plus just working with you in general, taught me so much more about myself. I have way more potential than I give myself credit for. Because if someone with your level of skill has successfully risen to middle management, then someone with mine should easily be able to run a company. That's all I wanted to say today, so if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you tap the little bell icon so that you get notifications every time we upload a video in the future. If you're not following us on all our social media yet, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at KUTEKHA Media. That's KIDOGOMEDIA. Stay safe, everyone, and remember, little by little fills the pot.